Hey, it's David West from the Bricklink store, DNA Bricks here. Today I'm making this video to outline and maybe perhaps it could be a tutorial for people of how I process, catalog, sort, put for sale, list, all that, my bulk used Lego to sell on Bricklink. And I'll be taking you from buying a bulk lot all the way to putting it for sale in drawers, packing and selling it. So the first thing you're going to want, obviously, is the bulk used, and this is just an example here of, stuff I'm getting all the time. I've got many totes and such of this, but just grabbed this one so I could shoot this clip. So obviously in this video, I'm assuming you've already got the bulk used and a couple of other things that I'll preface in a bit. Alright, so the first thing I do when I get a bulk lot like this in is I start just going through and pulling out any minifigure stuff or accessories or things that I know have value that I want to get for sale right away. So I just went through this one quick. Printed pieces as well, perhaps specialty stickers. This one has already been gone through once, I think, but just as an example, I'd pull out stuff like this, animals or those wings or accessories. This is a printed slope here. So just stuff like that that I want to get for sale right away and that I don't need to sort down into the categories. So this is all stuff that I have pulled out to be listed immediately, but as you can see, it has not been listed immediately. Accessories, minifigure stuff, pieces that I know have like dollar upward amounts, all these mini dolls, minifigures, stuff like that. Alright, so after pulling out all the valuable stuff, you're going to want to set up some sort of way to sort the Lego, and these are the categories I use. I'll just skim through them here, but I will definitely link the PDF in the description for anyone who wants to take a look and print it out for themselves. Just have this here for the video. So you're going to want to have some sort of categories in mind. You can make them on your own or you can try mine, which I would recommend. They work for me. And then you're going to want to set up your sorting area. So you can use cups like these, which save space. These are labeled from someone who was sorting for me. Or what I used to do when I sorted a lot, like hours a day, was use these 85-cent shoe bins, or they're 99 cents at Target. And I would just lay them out so that I know which categories go where, and I would sort until I'd have them filled up and then transfer them to gallon bags. One thing I want to mention real quick is that the process I have, at least, and probably you would want to, is all based around efficiency. So like whenever I put a lot for sale, I want to make sure that I'm putting all of those pieces I have available in quantity at the same time. So that's really the idea with sorting a lot at a time. So I'd recommend, not listing anything until you've got 30 pounds about sorted, just because then you're going to not have one or two of everything, and you'll have 5 to 10. And the really common stuff, you'll have 50s, 100s. And that way, your lot count is going to be a lot higher when you open or when you re-add stuff, instead of just having, one-offs of all these pieces. So over here is my processing area where I put shoe bins full of, specific categories. So in here are all the tiles that are sorted. These ones are all modified plates. These four are, the classic 2x-N bricks. So 2x2 up to 2x12, I think it goes to. These are the 1x-N bricks. So, you're going to need a lot of space if you're planning on processing used a lot and continuing to cycle your inventory, just because you're going to have a lot of stuff that's in limbo between being added and being completely sorted. So just have an area set aside for the semi-sorted categories. So 1x-N plates. So after I've got a bulk amount of a category, and it depends for the category. Usually with tiles, I'll list once I get a full shoe bin, just because they're, not as common as the other pieces. For most categories, it's 3 or 4 shoe bins like these. I could list now because I know there'll be enough quantity. 1x-N bricks, I usually want more because people usually buy all those out at one time, except if they're red or yellow. No one buys those. Wheels, I've got 5 more shoe bins full somewhere. I've been putting off adding those just because it's kind of lame. But for this example, I've already sorted down some wedges, so Alright, so these here are all wedge pieces, and what you're going to want to do after you've got a bulk amount of your category, whatever the category may be, if you're using mine or whatever, you're going to want a lot of these cups or smaller. And after that, what I do is take the 3 shoe bins or however much I've built up of the category, and I'll put it all in one bigger tote, and then I'll have a tray in front of me and just pick up, you know, as much fits on the tray at a time. And as I go, I'll put a new cup out for each piece type and sort through all of them until there's one piece type per cup, and I've gone through everything. Alright, so once I've put every piece in its respective cup, I'll dump the cups into these sandwich-sized bags, or bigger if they need be. So you're going to end up with a bunch of bags of the same piece. And for wedges, I'd put the lefts and rights in the same and sort them out after, just because it's too much time to make a left and a right cup. So these are all the 4x2 wedges, these ones. So you're going to end up with a bunch of bags of all the same pieces and all different colors. And then what you're going to also want to do is, while I'm sorting, anything that I only have one of, I put in the same cup, just because there's no reason to have like 12 bags for these, because there's only one of each. And then I have to open 12 bags, you know, when I add them. So these are all this is the one-off bag, which I usually add last. Or I'll put them back to be reprocessed once I have more quantity. But stuff like this, you know, printed stuff, I'll add that right off the one bag into my store. Also, just want to mention real quick, I usually do more than just this tote full of mold bags, which is what I call them. You know, each bag has its own mold type of piece. I'll usually fill up like 3 or 4 of these. I'm not sure what size totes they are, but they're fairly big, so that I can add, you know, a ton at a time. So it'll usually be like 3 or 4 bulked up categories, and then I'll put all the mold bags in here and then go through them one at a time and list them. Alright, so I'll pour a bag onto my tray of all the same parts and then put the empty bag in there. And then I'm going to take one of these and look for a part number. So on this one, if I could focus, you can kind of see it right at the top there. It's 43713. I apologize for the shaking. But so then I'm going to go here on Bricklink and do 43713. And there's the part. Alright, so once I've got this catalog page pulled up, you're going to see this number here means I already have 3 different colors for sale in my inventory. So normally I would click that, but since I've started adding new parts, it will show me the new ones I have, and I don't want to add the used ones to those lots because that would be way too confusing. So what I'm going to do is, on the other tab I had pulled up with the you know, sorting by used here, in the keyword I type that part number, 43713. And then it's going to show me all the used lots I have. So in this case, all 3 of the ones I have for sale are used. So what I do from here is, you see this number here is the drawer number, and they're all in the same drawer, and that's what I like to do, just so it's easier to add, and if someone wants a bunch of colors in the same part, then I only have to pull one drawer. So here we see 732, so what I'm going to do is go to drawer 732 and grab that. Here's drawer 732, so we pull that, and then I'll put it on my card here. So now what I'm going to do is go through the colors and pull out any that I have in the bag that I poured out and add to the quantity. So first we have black, and so I'm going to pull out all the black ones here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to add them to the drawer, and it was 14, so I'll make that quantity 18 and hit enter. I like to hit enter after every number, just because before I used to enter all the numbers and then something would happen where the numbers wouldn't save, so I'd have to recount everything. Alright, so now we have the white ones, and I already have 13, and I've got a lot in here, so I might have to move the drawer, we'll see. But the whites that I don't have for sale yet are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to add 10 to the existing quantity, which is 13. So it'll be 23, and I'll hit enter. And then the last color I already have for sale is this reddish brown here. And I don't have any here to add, so what I'm going to do is take one of the empty drawers I set aside. And this is 1691. And I'll pull, because I know there's 2 reddish brown, I'll pull these 2 out to make room to make sure this drawer still closes. And I'm going to change the remark to D1691. 1691. and then I'll hit enter. And now the 3 lots I have, I don't have any of those colors left, so this is going to be a new lot. So I'll go back to the other tab I had of this catalog page, and I'll hit add to my inventory. And then these are all 4 dark bluish gray, so I'll tab through, and I just hit D until I get to dark bluish gray. Then I type the drawer number, which remember is 1691. 1691. And then my quantity of 4. And then I'll check the price guide. And right now I'm pricing at the 6-month sales average. So used there is 4 cents, 0.04. And then it'll bring you to this verify page. And there it is. I've got 4 for sale in D1691. Add to inventory. And when it says successfully added, I just take the tray, there, and then I'll put these 2 back on the wall. So I'll put drawer 732 back on the wall here. See if it'll close. It's gonna be tight. Looks like it'll just close there. And then I'll take my 1691. I'll walk it over here. I've got 1690, 1691. All right, I'm gonna do one more example here because this bag has pieces that look the same but are a variation. So you'll see this one has this line here and this has stud notches. So this is the newer variation, this is the older one. So look out for that when you're adding pieces, is there's slight variations like this, and I'll show you how to find those here in a second. All right, so if we look at this part and do the first step, which is find the mold number, you'll see right up top there, it's hardly focused, it's 2413. So I'm gonna take that into the catalog tab I had open, 2413, and there that piece is. So on the catalog page, if there's a piece that's similar, right here it's going to say this item is similar to mold type to the following. And this is the other variation I had with the stud notches. So this one has the notches, so that's the other piece. So what I'm going to do is flip all these over. Alright, so all these 4 here are the old variation. And these are all the ones with the stud notches, so I'll set them aside. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, it says I have 5 for sale here without stud notches, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back, and then used, and then do the mold number, which is 2413. And you'll see these are in, so the dark gray and light gray are in drawer 145, but I don't have any of those. I just have white and black, and the black and the white are both in drawer 633. So I'm going to grab that drawer, which is actually right here. All right, so I've got my drawer 633 here, which has the black and the white, which are the ones I need to add. I went ahead and pulled the 2 white ones I have for sale out, and I'm going to move those to 1692, just so there's room. So I'm going to change the number on the whites to 1692, and then I'm going to add the quantity of 3 I have here, so it's going to be a total of 5 in drawer 1692. And then for the blacks, I only had 1 to add in that variation, and so that's going to make it the total of 6 right there. And then I hit enter, and that says successfully updated, so I'll add them to the drawers and put them back on the wall. Alright, so now that we added the older variation, I'm going to go back to this catalog page here and click on the link to the different variation, which is the one with stud notches. And then I go back to my inventory tab, hit the back button, and then change the number to the new variation, which is 14181, which you can see there. And then I hit enter, and it's going to pull up all the ones with stud notches. So I've got 3 lots, and they're all in drawer 516. So we're going to go to drawer 516 here. And again, this is a case where they're, the drawer is kind of full, so we're going to try to squeeze them in. Alright, so the 3 colors I have to add are light bluish gray, 2 blacks, and a bright light orange. So, the blacks here, it said I had one, but that was actually a mistake, so I'm just going to type the quantity of 2, because that's actually all I have. I'm going to put those actually in a new drawer, because this one probably won't have room. So I'm just going to put it in this one, which has some space, drawer 210 here. Change that number to 210. And then the light bluish gray, I do have one to add in drawer 516, so that quantity will be 2. And then I don't have any yellow to add, so I'll just hit enter. And inventory successfully updated. Then I go back to the catalog page, and I've still got this bright light orange one, so I'll hit add to inventory. Then I'll scroll through, tab to bright light orange, and then I'm gonna put this in drawer 210 because that one's still got quite a bit of room. And I'll type D0 to 10, just one of the bright light orange. Check the price guide. And here we go. One for sale in drawer 210 for 6 cents each. So I'll add it to drawer 210, hit add to inventory, and there we go. So I shot those first 2 examples assuming you already have used for sale in your store. But if you don't, I'm going to show you how you would add it. It's a lot easier. All you do is skip the inventory tab step. So if it's the first time you're ever uploading a bulk lot of used, this is how I would do it the first time. All right, so this is going to be for the example of people who have never added used before. These are already for sale in my store, but I'm going to go ahead and delete them and re-add them so you can see how you would add it if it's your first time ever uploading something, stuff like that. All right, I went ahead and deleted all these for sale, so we're going to assume I had a mold bag of 1x4 bricks. So first thing you're going to want to do is just color sort them. You don't really have to, you can just pick them out by eye, but if it's your first time, I guess color sorting quickly is recommended. All right, so I quickly just divided these up into color, and we're gonna go to the catalog page of the 1x4 brick. All right, so if this is your first time uploading used pieces, there might be a number here, but it'll probably be lower because you only have new 1x4 bricks or whatever piece it may be. So I'm gonna go ahead, and remember I deleted these, so they're all gonna be technically new lots. So it'll be just the same as if this is your first time sorting and uploading used like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit add to inventory, and I'll start with these dark orange here. So there's 4, so I'm gonna select the color, dark orange, and then I'm gonna type my drawer number. Great handwriting here, but it's 672, so I do D0672, and then I'll hit my quantity, which was again 4. Check the price guide. Used is 60 cents, but a bunch of new is sold for cheaper than that, so I'm gonna do like 45 cents, just a happy medium, because you'll see more are for sale than have sold, so I'll drop that price a bit, and the new ones are cheaper anyway. So I'll do 45, then 4 for sale for 45 cents, drawer 672. So I grab my 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 672, and then add to inventory. Then from here you can do 2 things. They're both pretty fast, but you can either hit add the same part in a different color or hit the back button 2 times. And the only benefit of hitting the back button 2 times like this, you go back, is that it already has your drawer number auto-filled, but you'll need to change the color and quantity. All right, so on this screen, if we had hit the back button twice, it'll say select color, but the nice thing is it still has the remarks, so you can add all your same pieces to the drawer and not have to type that number a bunch of times. So I'll just go to my next color here, which is these bright light yellows. There's 3, 6, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, however you want to count it. So I'm gonna do the select color, hit B, tab down to the bright light yellow, and then my quantity, which was 9, and I'll change the price accordingly. It says 6 cents on average they've sold. So I've got 9, and then when I'm putting them in the drawer, I'm just double checking the count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll see there are 9, and then I'll check the drawer number quick. Yep, 672. Go ahead and add to inventory. And then again, the other way you can do it is hit add the same part in a different color. And if I did it that way, then I'll scroll down, and the next one was orange. But with this way, hitting that, you need to retype your drawer number every single time. So drawer 672, and then the orange, there's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. So I'll type a quantity of 11 here, check the price guide, and 5 cents. So there we go, 11 and 5 cents, and drawer 672, so I'm just going to recount them. 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and I'll add it to inventory. So again, if it's your first time adding used bulk, you're gonna keep doing it that way, where you just pour out the bag, find whatever piece it is with the mold number, or just searching it up. Like for the normal pieces, like the 1x4 brick, that's just what it's called, 1x4 brick. And then you add all your colors. Again, the fastest way is either just hit add the same part in a different color, or you can hit the back button 2 times and it'll have your drawer number auto-filled if you're putting them all in the same drawer, which I recommend. Because then when you're re-adding, like I showed originally with your inventory tab showing all the used lots of that mold, it'll show the drawers list, and that way you usually only have to pull 1 or 2 drawers because all of those types of pieces will be spread between the same 1 or 2 drawers. Alright, so now I've got all the lots added with quantity, price, and the remark drawer 672. So I'll just grab the drawer, put it back in 672, and then I would go to the next bag. Alright, so that wraps up the bulk of the video for those of you who already have a Bricklink store or are looking for a better way to add your used parts. For people who have not opened and are just starting to add their inventory, I'm going to quickly go over the categories document that I showed briefly, and a couple other things that I think are helpful when you're first sorting and getting your first used lots for sale. Alright, so quickly going over this document, and again, I'll put the PDF in the description. Feel free to print it out, modify it however you want. It's free to use. I mean, some people might monetize it. I don't really care. It's not like a, huge secret. It's like, I think if this helps people build their Bricklink stores and it makes more buyers have a better Bricklink experience, I think it's better for all of us, and it'll grow Bricklink in the long run. Anyway, going over, so this is the first category. It's 1x(n) bricks, so just any brick that's 1x1, 2, all the way up to 16. Next one is similar. It's 2x(n) bricks, so your 2x2s, 2x4s, stuff like that. And then the next category it has is tall or large bricks, so anything taller than 1 brick or wider than 2, like those 8x8 bricks. And this one is modified bricks. And there's a note here. It's any brick that's not, quote, normal. Arches, ridges, holes, clips, bars, stuff like that. So all these bricks, it's got pins or those lift arms, the arch or the ball joint on it. Anything like that, it will be going modified bricks. And then the next 4 categories. The next 4 categories are very similar. 1x(n) plates, so all your plates. 2x(n) plates, all your plates that are 2 in width and any length. Then large plates, anything 3x3 or larger, 4x4, 4x6, 4x8. All of those, your base plates too, will go in large plates. And then just like the bricks, the next category is modified plates. So anything that's not, quote, normal, so like the hinges, clips, the door rail, holes in it, stuff like that, it'll be a modified plate. The next category 9 is tiles, so anything smooth. I even put these panels here just because in my mind those seem like tiles. The next one is round pieces. I should note the round tiles go in tiles. I don't know, that's just how I did it. Of course, do it however you want. So any round pieces, the classic cylinders, cones, your round plates or dishes, stuff like that. Then these are the wedges, so anything that's like a triangle or wedged or a quarter curve, stuff like that. These are all wedges. Then slopes, so anything that slopes upward or downward, inverted. Tall slopes, stuff like that. Next category 13 is pretty easy, wheels, all your tires, rims, wheels. Category 14 I have is windows, walls, doors, and containers. So any chests, like this, whatever microwave thing, that's what I call it. These walls, doors, fences, windshields also go in there. Here's category 15. So this is miscellaneous, and there could be a lot of other photos here, but just anything that doesn't really fit in the others. Brick separators, seats, wheels, chains, all those miscellaneous things. And these are bars or rods, so I put stuff like that, the antennas, the lightsaber blade pieces, those horns, the ice cream cones, stuff like that. Just things that clip or that are bars, don't really have studs. Category 17 is the what most people call cheese slopes. The only 2 plates high slopes that are smaller than normal. I'll put in there. 18 is studs not on top or snot. So anything that has studs on the side like this. And category 19 is a really big one. It's Technic. So anything that is a gear, a lift arm, a pin. That's one of the worst ones to sort down into mold bags just because there's so much variety. Then my 20th category is corners. So the macaroni ones, the normal corners, stuff like that. And then nature. So any flames, fires, rocks, stuff like that. Category 22 is just for studs, just because I hate sorting them out because they're so common. So just studs in 22. And then my last 2 categories are minifigure parts or accessories. And then category 24 is all the fake or damaged stuff that I'll either donate or get rid of, whatever. So that was the overview of my used sorting categories. Again, that's mainly for people who aren't totally familiar or just starting on Bricklink, just so you could get a feel for at least what works for me, and it might work for you. I hope it will. I think I've refined it enough over the months that I've been trying to get faster at adding my lots and stuff. So yeah, just some final thoughts for people just starting and people who are already selling alike. Sort a lot at a time so that you're going to be adding quantity and lots. I say lots are more important, and that's true, but if you can have more quantity when you add that lot, it's more worth your time to add 10 of the piece than just 2. So sort, 30 pounds at a time or whatever. I don't really sort 30 pounds at a time or like X amount at a time because I'm always having more being added to the already sorted categories or partially sorted. So it's not like I get a tote, sort it down completely, list everything. I've just always got stuff in between, and I recommend doing that just so you always have things to add, and there's always more to be sorted, stuff like that. Having a healthy backlog is a good way to make sure your sales won't drop or your store numbers, like lots quantity, won't drop. So yeah, thanks for checking out this tutorial. I hope it helps you get that used for sale. I know a lot of people stray away from it because, it takes too much time. But I think this way that I've done it is a good way for it to speed up without using Brickstock or Brickstore. And I actually think it's, on par or even faster than that, just because, I don't know, for me, I like to add the pieces and put the drawer number or remarks in right away instead of doing the mass upload. Just because when you're doing the mass upload, I feel like the time you save by making the one file and uploading it is lost when you have to go pull all the drawers, consolidate all the things you already have, and take the pieces out of the bag that are in the file and then put them in the physical drawers. I just think it's faster to manually add them and right away type the drawer number and put them in the actual drawer, and or have your inventory tab open to used, type the part number, and then pull the drawers of parts you already have in that, and then just quickly add your quantities. It's just a quick way to, you just pull out the colors you already have, add them, and then list all the new lots. So yeah, that's, I think, the bulk of the video, or if not all of it. Thanks for checking it out. Tell me how it has helped you, could help you, or what you would improve on. I'm definitely open to suggestions, and if you do end up using my categories and the method I use to add them, let me know, and let me know if it goes well. I'd love to hear about success stories, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching. You can subscribe if you want. I think I'll be making more videos, but who knows really. Check out my website. I write there. I talk about Legos and such. My blog. So yeah, website and stores in the description. You can support me if you like. And thanks for watching.